What up? Welcome back to the Knicks Cave. I'm Jan and Nick Fan, your host, and let's get right into it. But before we do, don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Leave a comment. You want to know when the next video going to drop? Hit that notification bell. All right, y'all. Let's get into this video. Brunson, Towns, All Stars. Come on, we knew they was going to be All Stars, but the question was, where would Jalen Brunson be? And what I meant by that is, will he be a starter or will he be coming off the bench? Questions is answered. Y'all did y'all thing. I know I put my vote in. I'm pretty sure a couple of my cave dwellers put their votes in. So we got it. You know what I'm saying? Brunson is the number one guy, point guard, the start for this year's Eastern Conference All-Star. But I have to ask a question. You know what I'm saying? And no disrespect, because y'all already know I love Brunson, man. I love Brunson and what he's done for this team. But is he the best point guard in the East? You know, you got Lillard, you know, you got Garland, then you got Young, Halliburton. Now, I wonder out of them four guys who, you know what I'm saying, now is up to the fans, who or which one of them will be backing up Brunson. So I'm asking y'all, hit me in the comments. My opinion, yeah, I think Brunson deserved to be the starting point guard in this year's Eastern Conference All-Star game. But let me know how y'all feel. Do y'all think he's the best point guard in the East? When you look at his style of play compared to the other point guards, let's take Garland for example. He's not Brunson. He can't take over a game like Brunson. He can get hot. He can get hot in streaks. We've seen from Garland, but he's no Brunson. He can't carry that team like Brunson can carry a team. Then you got Halliburton. This year, I don't even know why I'm talking about him. I don't even think he even in conversation as an all-star. But in years past, he have shown to be a really good point guard. And what I mean by that, by getting his team involved at one point, 1 year, I think he led the league in assists. Because y'all hear me complain about Brunson getting the ball to his other teammates. His assist is higher than last year. But I think, well, I would prefer that he would at least average 8 assists. I think if he was averaging 8 assists, well, the people have spoken, and he is the top dog, top point guard. Come on, let's be real. If you coming off the bench, you second best. If you starting, you the top dog. So from now on, after the All-Star break, we have to consider Jalen Brunson to be the best point guard in the Eastern Conference. And I know some of you Chicago Bulls fans, your Milwaukee Bucks, your Orlando Magics, Chicago Bulls, all y'all rooting for y'all point guard, the Bulls. But New York Knicks have the best point guard in the Eastern Conference. It has been written. It has been written. It's not just coming out of a Knicks fan mouth. We have the best point guard in the East. Now, when we talk about Towns, let's talk about Towns for a second, because if Towns wouldn't have that pick, it would have to be it would have to be a conspiracy going on against the Knicks, because we always asking the question, because like I said, there was no doubt Brunson and Towns was going to make the All-Star. But we as Knicks fans, we was asking, could the Knicks get a third player in there? Could we get that third All-Star? And voting is still going on amongst the fans, you know, so we can still wish. We can still wish. You got Brunson right now, New York Knicks history with the not most, but 68, 30 point games. I'm pretty sure he probably finished this season off with about, I'm going to be real, about probably 75, maybe 78 30-point games, probably 80. That's why he's the best point guard in the East. The best point guard in the East. And I know as I get into my next segment, a lot of y'all going to question that, but I'm going to break it down. The next segment is going to be broken down. Karl Anthony Towns, um, come on, he's the best center in the East. Period. Tell me which center is better than Karl Anthony Towns in the East? None. Call out Anatumbo, but he doesn't play. I mean, he has the height for a center, but he plays the power forward position. Banchero, power forward. Come on, when it comes to the East and the centers, Towns is the number one guy, the best center in the East. Who would be considered number two? Will Banio get the spot from the Heat? Yo, hit me in the comments, man. Who y'all think is going to be the backup starting center? Well, backup center, excuse me for talking about starting, but the backup center in the Eastern Conference. I've been thinking about that. And I like Claxton. Um, I don't know if the NBA or will Lopez make it because he's another guy over his hill. I don't think Brook Lopez will be in the league after next year. If so, he would definitely be coming off the bench. I don't know, but Towns is the best starting center in the East. There is no other center in the East that's better than him. And you have to congratulate Leon Rose for what he did. This trade is historic because you think about the New York Knicks and the way they're moving right now. The best offense this team has ever had in the history of the club. Defense is not where it was last year, but we're not sloppy. We're not bad. Are we championship defense? Are we a championship defensive team? I don't know, because some nights we there. We look great. Some nights we look great as hell. And then there's them other nights that I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's them other nights that will have one thinking. You know what I'm saying? We'll have one thinking. But as I explained in my past videos, I blame it on the scheme. But the thing about it, we was one of the, if not the best defensive team last year. So it's kind of hard to just come out and beat the system, the scheme down. But I think that this system doesn't fit Tom Thibodeau offensive philosophy. What I mean by that this defensive scheme is a very strenuous defensive scheme. But so if you're going to run it, you can't be having your guys on the floor for 36 to 40 minutes per game. And that's the only thing. That's the only thing I think was wrong right now. The guys that we got is not used to the play that that they're doing, that because they haven't been doing it in months of their career. All right. So let's just talk about the Eastern Conference and the Western Conference, the teams. When you look at this East, when I look at the starting five for the East, we should take this game. We should win the game. The East is way better than the West right now. I'm talking about the team. I ain't talking about the season. You look at who we have. Brunson as our starting point guard. Then you got Donovan Mitchell as a shooting guard. Anatumbo. Then you got Jason Tatum. And then you got Karl Anthony Towns. Now, who is going to be the small forward? Tatum most likely be the small forward. But compare them to the West. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, no doubt he's a star. He's probably going to put on a show. But let's go to Steph Curry. He's going to be hitting his threes, but will he be able to play defense? But I know the All-Star game is not like what I grew up on when it was real. If you coming from the era of the 80s and 90s watching the All-Star, it was real. It was real. You know what I'm saying? They competed. It meant something. Today, everybody friends. It's just fun. It's all about fun and games. But back in the days was real. All right, let's just get onto another subject. And that will be NBA players, ex NBA players calling out uh Thibs. Like I said, I was gonna explain this segment because I know a lot of you gonna say, "What you talking about? Why you all this minutes and blah blah blah?" When Towns and Brunson just made the All Star team, Eastern All Star team, and I'm gonna be real. And I know a lot of you're not gonna agree with me, but I'm just gonna be real. They would have made the All-Star team, whether Tibbs was our coach or not, because that's just who they are as players. So I'm not going to attribute that to Tom Thibodeau. I'm not. I'm not going to attribute them two guys making the All-Star teams to Tom Thibodeau. When we seen what Brunson did before we came to the New York Knicks in Dallas, when Luka went down, there was the main reason we went after him, because he displayed that All-Star caliber talent. So Tibbs wasn't his coach. He was not his coach. Now, some of you could say, oh, Tibbs developed Towns. Really? If that were the case, he would have still been coaching in Minnesota. But I'm not going to say he haven't played a part. But come on, we watched Towns growing up, high school, college. We know what type of play he was and is. So somewhere down the line in his career, he was definitely going to be an all-star. So I'll just bring that out, get that out of the way right quick, you know what I'm saying, and drop these little jewels because we're going to talk about it and it ain't going to be long. But the first person I got to let y'all hear and I agree with some is my man Vince. So let's go with Vince.
And my concern with the Knicks is like you're playing these guys so many minutes, you're starters. Shaq, you know this. At some point, as a coach, you look down your bench. You want to feel confident in the players that you put in. But if you don't play these guys in the regular season and give them reps, and then come playoffs when you look down there and you don't feel comfortable with a particular player, or that particular player doesn't feel comfortable with playing with starters, then you're stuck. So I think, yes, you play the minutes when you need to, but at the same time, blowout wins. I called a Knicks game and they were blowing out, and Tibbs just waited till 3 minutes left in the game to put his subs in. Like
that's Thibs. I don't think they're going to change that.
I get it, but at the same time, you're so
it ain't gonna work
right now, and health. Like I'm saying, it's not going to work. I just feel like you got to give your bench guys minutes whenever you can because you may need them in playoffs.
And that's what I've been saying for a while. You know what I'm saying? Got disputed. You know what I'm saying? Got some heat for it. You got to give the bench guys minutes. You know what I'm saying? You got to form that chemistry in case anything go wrong, where you have to use these guys, where they don't have chemistry with the starters because they're not used to playing with the guys. Well, they're not even used to playing with one another because they're not getting on the court that much time. Practice. Come on, y'all. Don't hit me in the comments about what he's seeing in practice because practice don't really spoil over to the game. Practice keep you in I'm gonna say a muscle memory for them shots, knowing the plays. But practice doesn't really show what you can do in real games. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not taking to say players don't need practice. You know what I'm saying? But practice, come on. When you see these guys play in Westchester or whatever, and they doing what they supposed to do, come on, man. Tim's been in the NBA for 29 years. He made the postseason 20 times. Championship in 2008 with the Celtics. Made the finals in 2010. And I'm not taking nothing away from him. He's a great coach. You know what I'm saying? And I said it before. He's a great coach. Matter of fact, a super assistant coach. If he can evolve with today's game, he probably would be on Greg Popovich's level. I'm gonna put that out there because he's not a bad coach. He's just stubborn in his ways. You know what I'm saying? He just definitely stubborn in his ways. He already got his 204th win as a Knicks coach. So I'm not saying he's a bum. I'm just saying that he got to learn to adjust. And if we want to go far, he's gonna have to start playing these guys. And now we're getting down to the nitty gritty of the season. Once we come out of All-Star break, we cannot be having them lapses of 4 or 5 games losing streaks. Because teams are going to start playing. And we got teams under us that want to be in the playoffs. And guys are starting to come back. Mo just came back in Orlando. Mo Wagner, he just came back. Panchero back. You got guys coming back. You got guys getting healthy. You got guys feeling their groove, probably coming, resolving home problems or whatever the case may be. We coming down to the home stretch. Once the All-Star break is over and the season start back up, you're going to have to start resting these guys. You're going to have to start getting these young guys and second guys unit more minutes. Now, let's get to Shaq because I'm ready to get out of here. Because I agree with Shaq. I agree with Vince. I know some of y'all don't agree with me, but I agree with them. And they are players, and they should know more than some of you or some more than me.
A lot of people think I don't like the Knicks. Not the truth. The truth is, I don't get hype over just winning games. I get hype over winning championships. So you ask the question, do I think they can win a championship? The answer is no. I don't. You also believe New York is a little overhyped in general. Yes, over wins. And I don't even mean the team, I mean the city. We don't get over. Yeah. Candace and I, you got a ring? Did you win a championship? No. All right, well, of course not. Vince is this type of player, but Candace and I, we don't get hype over wins. We get hype over championships. I don't think they have enough.
All right. And I gotta be real with you. I agree with Shaq 100%. And I had an argument with a guy today. Not even an argument, just a couple of back and forth on Twitter. And he doesn't get it. I mean, hell yeah, I'm glad this team is winning. There's nothing better than winning. But you have to prepare for the long run, the big haul, whatever you want to call it, the championship. It's not just about letting Brunson going out there and get 30 points, Town scoring 40 points, and you winning the game, coach. You know what I'm saying? It's not about your record. It's about the championship. And if you don't recognize that, this team is not going to win a championship. And I'm talking to Drake to Thibs. I know they ain't going to get to him, but so I'm talking to y'all and Thibs. But I agree with everyone. You know what? I got to listen to that one more time from Shaq. One more time.
See, a lot of people think I don't like the Knicks. Not the truth. The truth is, I don't get hype over just winning games. I get hype over winning championships. So you ask the question, do I think they can win a championship? The answer is no. I don't. You think also believe New York is a little overhyped in general. Yes, over wins. And I don't even mean the team, I mean the city. We don't get over. Yeah. Candace and I, you got a ring? Did you win a championship? No. All right,
that's a shot at Vince.
Vince is this type of player, but Candace and I, we don't get hype over wins. We get hype over championships. I don't think they have enough.
Now,
see, a lot of people think I don't like
the only thing I do disagree with Shaq is that I do think the Knicks have enough to win the championship because anything can happen in the championship. Let's be real. A team that expected to do nothing can get high, and anything can happen. We seen the New York Knicks in the 2000 series year go from the AFC to the NBA Finals. So anything can happen, and I'm pretty sure nobody, because Knicks fans always wishing and hoping, but nobody expected that team to go to the finals. So I don't agree with him to say when he said that the Knicks don't have enough, especially with this team that we have today, one of the, if not best offense in club history and New York Knicks franchise. I know the defense is shaky, but at the same time, I gotta disagree with Shaq. We have enough to win the championship. It's what Vince said, and this I want y'all to hear Vince one more time, and then I'm out of here. Is what Vince said. 'Cause I want y'all to understand the process of winning a championship. It's a team effort. It's a team effort.
And my concern with the Knicks is like you're playing these guys so many minutes, your starters. Shaq, you know this. At some point, as a coach, you look down your bench. You want to feel confident in the players that you put in. But if you don't play these guys in the regular season and give them,
all right, pause it right there. And that's the thing about it. Thibs don't have no confidence, and I know we're gonna come back to the thing what I talked about in practice. Y'all be like, oh, because what he's seen in practice. That's bull crap, man. That's bull crap. And I should have really played that. It's a 5-minute clip. You know what I'm saying? It's a 5-minute clip of Paul Pierce and Garnett talking about how Thibs was in practice. And I don't think that kids are not shining in practice. I just think they're not living up to his standards. You know what I'm saying? And that could be hurting the team. It's going to hurt our rookies, man. It's going to hurt our developing players, second year, third year players. That we're going to ship them off. They're going to go somewhere else, and they're going to shine like the like the sun. And we're going to be sitting back watching our product go somewhere else and help another team win a championship. Because I do believe we have a championship team, but I don't think we can win a championship with the way he's running these guys. All right, let's finish with what Vince got to say. Then we out of here.
And then come playoffs, when you look down there and you don't feel comfortable with a particular player, or that particular player
Don't feel
doesn't
comfortable
feel comfortable
with playing with starter.
with playing with starters, then you're stuck. So I think, yes, you play the minutes when you need to, but at the same time, blowout wins. I called a Knicks game and they were blowing out.
All right. Let's stop right there, And that's what kills me. And then a lot of y'all like, oh, he put the bench in and the lead start evaporating because they're not getting a chance to play, man. Like, I keep telling y'all, when we start, all right, the Knicks, our best quarters are the second and third quarter. When we come out that first quarter, we usually start off hot. Brunson usually start off slow. Carl Towns usually start off slow. Mikal slow. They get their rhythm. So y'all don't give that grace to the bench, and that's what's wrong with this coach. You, as a coach, you know this. It's always next man up. But if you ain't up, if you play 30 games and you not up into 2 games out of 30, come on, man. You're not keeping your guys prepared and ready for real action basketball. And that's what's wrong with this coach. And that's why the Knicks won't win the championship. Let's go back to Vince Carter.
Thibs just waited till 3 minutes left in the game to put his subs in. Like,
hold on, I know I said, but I have to disagree with him because he doesn't even wait to 3 minutes. We can be up 25 points, and he will wait. Let's be real, probably less than a minute. Sometimes too, he might send the bench in 2 minutes, but sometimes he'll hold these guys into 20 seconds and then send the bench in. We up 25 points. And I think that's what cost us to go so far last year in the championship, because we didn't have Julius Randle. We would have went further in the playoffs last year. And we was up 25 points with less than 2 minutes to go against Miami Heat backups. Because what's his name? Joaquin, Juarez, whatever his name is, Miami Heat. He was a role player. He was a bench player. The Heat bench was playing our starters. The supposed to call the game in. He put their bench players in. The bench players was in. He threw a towel in. It was like 2-3 minutes left in the game. Our starters were still out there. Let's not forget when R.J. Barrett got hurt. It was 25 seconds left in the game, and R.J. Barrett was still in there, and we was up 20-something points. Y'all can say what y'all want. We're not going to win a championship like this. Let's finish this, and let's get up out of here.
I don't think you're going to change that.
I get it, but at the same time, you're so thin right now, and health, as I'm saying, it's not going to work. I just feel like you got to give your bench guys minutes whenever you can, because you may need them in playoffs. That's
And the reason I brung that up, because when we up 25 points, this is when our bench player is supposed to be in. If the lead start evaporating, then you bring our starters back in. And I don't want to hear, but then starters gotta get warm. But you gotta realize them dudes done put out so much energy to get back to the league that we coming back in fresh. The whole thing is keeping your bench, your starters fresh, getting them to rest so they can finish games strong. Our worst quarters are the first and the fourth because of the first quarter we coming out, we getting the flow of the game. Our worst quarter in the fourth, reason why, because the starters about damn near tired. Let's be real, y'all. Let's be real. Let's be real. All right. And with that being said, I want everybody to stay safe, stay healthy. God bless and peace.